Okay, so it is Thursday. Stand up. There's no announcements that I need to make beforehand, I don't think. Let me just check my notes. Does anybody else have anything they want to mention before we dive in to see how all the teams are doing? Just for Nick's benefit, perhaps I'll mention that there's a message in the code channel from yesterday. I'm not sure if you've seen it, that Quentin posted about a code snippet that needs to be included. So if you haven't seen that already, just go have a look at the code channel. Oh. Okay. So let's get it. Sorry?
I did think of one thing. I did notice the court actually has linked to our affidavit of intimacy. So that probably explains the other thing we saw yesterday, Quentin, too.
Which other thing? That definitely would explain it then. But not sure what you're supposed to do about that.
What other thing?
We got a thing from the court the other day where they were someone who had filed in the improper court, but
we were wondering how they could have gotten. It was a totally different kind of court, like probate and family versus housing. So we were trying to figure out what form that could have happened with. Yeah. Not sure.
Did you figure it out?
Well,
we suspect it's the affidavit of intimacy because that's the only form that could have been filed in each.
Okay.
But they're working it out and contacting the person as they should.
Perfect. Okay. So let's have a look and see. First person on my screen is Sam. So Sam and Eric, how's it going with you guys?
It's going well. This morning we basically finished off most of the issues that we were kind of working towards. Eric still has a couple things which I'm sure you could mention right afterwards, but
I just finished it.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so we're probably looking pretty good. Our PDF, Aubrey helped us out this morning to just work out the kinks, and everything prints. It looks nice.
We just have to merge our two versions, though, Sam. That's what we have.
Yeah, that's the last bit. We just need to merge our two bits on GitHub, and then
we were working on different things, and we just learned this, so I feel well.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that.
That's cool though, because then you don't have to copy and paste. You can use your GitHub skill.
Yeah.
If remember that I'm here, folks, when you're experimenting with your first GitHub adventures.
You're like a shaman.
Our guardian angel.
I'm one of the people, and I have sometimes. So.
I don't know if anyone else is seeing Nick and Nixon. It's like Nixon just.
And there's a mirror. It's great.
Like he's looking in the mirror.
Nixon in the mirror too.
Okay, so you guys, once you've merged your two changes, where would you be? Are there any other amendments that you need before a demo, or would a demo review be the next step for you guys?
We still haven't decided how we're going to incorporate the checkboxes for the expenses and how we're going to make the monthly figures for the expenses and the taxes accessible. So we had a lot of ideas and we didn't really decide on them, or there was some doubt or question. So we just haven't been focusing on that. So that's that. If we don't want to demo that and demo the other things, then we'd be good to go.
No. Well, the thing is, okay, perhaps if you could get that wrapped up, then we can demo you guys beginning of next week, because then it might be a more beneficial situation. I'm just thinking in terms of time wise. I don't want there to be kind of loose ends. As best we can, try and wrap everything up.
And then we have to do one instead of two.
Yeah.
You guys are you're happy to work this whole thing with the check boxes and the monthly thing out by yourself. I mean, you get the concepts. You're just gonna talk about it amongst yourselves and figure out how you want that to work, right? Or do you want somebody else to chime in?
There's one specific issue about whether we're going to track the taxes for each source of employment, or whether we're just going to do them like just what do you estimate your monthly deductions are or something. So we could do that. I think that would be pretty easy. And if you guys want us to try to show you that, then we'll try to put it in there.
So for what it's worth, I think it's helpful. You're asking people to look at their pay stubs, and you want them just to enter what's in their pay stub rather than to ask them to estimate their deductions. But that's just me. Other people may want to decide on your own. You may want to consult with other people. But that's why I was curious whether you want to just make that decision and show it to other people, or whether you want somebody to weigh in on that.
I'll put the taxes in the income because they are deducted from, unless they're also deducted from non-employment sources of income, which I like workers' comp, or I don't know, you gave me a list of categories and I put those in a combo box. If taxes are deducted from those, then I'll put them in both, but otherwise it just adds a bunch of questions to a list collect screen. So
Yeah.
what it looks like.
I think that's the way to go.
So I think,
Sure.
so if you guys come to maybe a decision before implementing it, perhaps you can mention it in the, say, code channel. And then we can just, yay or nay, as opposed to you guys coming to a decision, implementing it, and then we're being like, oh, actually, it probably should have gone the other way. Something like that. Does that sound all right?
I think, yeah, Maeve, I think it actually belongs more on the assembly line channel, because it's about how you ask for information, not how you code the information.
Okay, perfect. So
I'll state the question in the assembly line channel then.
okay, perfect. Great. Well, then we'll set up a demo early next week, in the first half of next week.
How long should they wait for an answer before they just go ahead and do the thing they're thinking of doing? No one responds.
I waited anyways.
Okay. So maybe Quentin, David, or Caroline can, at least decide that they will respond, like decide amongst, that if no one else.
And I think we ought to get Kate's input as well, probably.
Okay.
And maybe I'm staying on in the fall so I can continue working on this form. So there's no huge rush to wrap it up and package it for someone else.
Exciting.
That's
Okay,
awesome.
Perfect.
Awesome. I wanted to kind of say that it's also okay if people are not staying on in the fall, if we, we can make decisions about what to complete and where to focus our energies.
Right.
That's also okay.
Prioritizing.
We just want to know where people are.
Yeah, it's
Well,
awesome.
that was one of the things that I think one of the things we're going to cover at the 3:00 GitHub issues meeting today, which is going to be recorded. So if you can't make it, you can watch the recording. But
at least one person in each team. It would be nice if at least one person in each team could make it.
I think just looking at the responses, I think I picked a time where we had that.
Okay.
So I think that one of the things we're going to cover, and I just recall this from Michelle going through it with Sinead and Finola, is kind of figuring out what's still left to do and then prioritizing that and figuring out kind of what you can do while you're still here and then what will be handed over to the next person who picks up the form. So that's something that we will be sure to cover, right, Michelle?
That's right.
The royal we. By we, I mean you. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Us. No, that's good.
Okay, perfect, guys. So we'll do that. We'll do the message. You'll message us in the assembly line channel, and then we'll see you at the 3:00 meeting as well. Well, Eric, I think it's a little bit late for you. We'll see Sam. Not Eric. Okay, Nick, how's it going with you and Jack and the CRA? Have you managed to get hold of him?
I have not, but I pretty
anybody
much
heard from Jack?
What's that?
Has anybody heard from Jack? No one. Might just drop him an email. Okay. Sorry, Nick.
So I pretty much have everything implemented from the last presentation, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make the 3:00 today, but I'll definitely watch it. But this will be my last week doing this because I start class next week.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to take the steps to I guess push it onto GitHub. Is that what the process?
It's a handover process. So documenting some of the decisions, like documenting what you've done, why you've reached.
We'll go over it. I think so that we don't have to go over the whole thing. Don't feel like we have to cover it now. Let's make a time, like contact us with the time.
But what we'll do though, Nick, is that we will publish that video. And I'm planning to timestamp it as well. So it'll be beneficial in the sense that you can see when it's stuff that's pertinent to you or something that's a discussion between, teams. And what we'll do is then after that, we can probably set up a call, you, me, and Michelle, and Nick and Jack if he's available, to actually tailor it for your interview.
Okay.
And then so
If
I'm
you
guessing.
feel it's needed.
So your last day is what, Friday next? Okay.
This Friday.
Well, sorry. This next week I have training for like a moot. I do a competition team, and we have training all next week from like 9 in the morning until 5. So I could so my options are, and then tomorrow I'm actually in New Jersey getting my stuff from from New York, like bringing it back down to Florida. So my flight leaves tomorrow. So I don't know, like either tomorrow morning maybe I could spend some time, or
Okay.
like it would be in the evening next week. Those are like
Okay.
my kind of 2 options,
Well,
unless you guys want to do the weekend. But I know that's not really a thing.
we Michelle and I we love breaking.
So you also should consider. I mean, your time is very important too. So the point is just you can work something out, and
we will liaise offline.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Okay. Nixon is going crazy there.
And thank you for everything you have done.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I wish I could spend more time. I honestly didn't expect the public defenders to like open up in person. So that's what, that kind of like threw me, but I'm grateful it did. But thank you guys. Yeah, thank you all so much.
Yeah, it was lovely to meet you. So, okay, so we'll liaise offline about kind of a handover process, and make sure that doesn't get orphaned, so to speak. And then also I'll try and reach out to Jack on email. It's a bit concerning that we haven't heard from him, because he usually was pretty good with contacting. So
It's okay.
I hope he's okay. Yeah, I'll let you guys know. Okay. So next up is Mike. How's it going? We're gonna have a demo of the consumer default today. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm ready to do that. And I also did like my first kind of run through with the COVID consumer default interview. So, I mean, that's like pretty close to the consumer default that I'm going to show you later. Like the only difference is really just the final document that comes out at the end. So I could show you both of those today if you need.
Yeah, perfect. We might, especially if it's similar, we probably don't even have to look at the second interview. We might just look at specifically the second document.
Yeah.
See how it differs.
Does it, I've been meaning to ask this, would it make sense to have that be one interview and have 2 different templates at the end?
So I think, Caroline, your internet's a little bit patchy, but what Caroline's saying is, could we have one interview which indicates one is for COVID and like with a checkbox, one's for COVID and one's for or normal times, and then you have 2 templates embedded in that interview. Is that what you're saying, Caroline?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we could.
And that way you don't have to duplicate code. When you change it in one place, it'll be changed in both places.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that when we do the demo.
Okay.
And then we can examine whether that's feasible.
That's a good thought, Caroline. Okay, and the motion to vacate default judgment, where are we with that? What were we waiting for language?
No, I think she submitted them. I just got to review it. I just haven't gotten the chance to get around to it.
Okay, perfect.
And Gordon and I are arguing over language, just so you know.
Well,
Mike's kind of
yeah. I've been like involved in the emails.
Like you're CC'd in, and it's like,
he wants to just
mom and dad are fighting. Okay. So I think that, ideally we'd want to get that out to the courts, because I think it's definitely ready. And the last demo that I saw, it's definitely ready, just say for those language things, perhaps. Ready for court review, similar to the generic motion for family law and the marriage without delay. That's one of the forms that I think can be submitted. So let's try and get those language things wrapped up as soon as possible.
Okay.
So I don't know how you're gonna come to some kind of decision with Gordon.
Aubrey had a question. I know you can't hear me, but Aubrey had a question about the marriage without delay, which actually is something that we talked about with Kate before. So I think it can still go to the court, but there are 2 little things. I do think you saw what I said about taking out the okay. So I do think that's important
Aubrey as well.
Yeah. So are you guys okay with that? Taking out the motion to impound language, which is not even talking about motion. I mean, it's.
I think Aubrey Aubrey and Blake and Matt, are you guys doing a quick run through today as well, or no? You're not.
So I don't believe so, but this morning we just finished our mobile testing, and Aubrey did discuss taking out the last names on the signature page, but I believe she sent a follow-up to Caroline. And other than that, I think we're good to send to the court.
Because I forwarded Caroline's feedback to Aubrey
this morning.
Thank you.
Still working on those edits, but I sent one question to Caroline. So
did you take? Yeah. So you're okay with it? You took the motion to impound, the information talking about the motion to impound. You took that out, right?
Yeah, I'm working on that still, but yes.
Okay, right. I mean, I think the first name doesn't matter for going to the court, but I do think the reference to the motion to impound needs to come out. But that's fine. Yeah.
So wait, who was going to be the second demo today? Remind me. You're right. Or was it just going to be Mike? Okay, just Mike. Okay. Perfect. So then, Benny, how was the MPRE?
Well, I'm alive, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, you're here. Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Okay, cool. When do you get your results back?
5 weeks, it said.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm glad you survived it. So, Vinny and Mia, where are you at with? I know that you've handed off the generic motion, and now you've taken on the notice of limited appearance. Where are you at with that? Kind of, what is the lay of the land with that interview?
Yeah, Michelle was just helping me this morning with the signature flow, and I'm just still doing parts of the code and stuff. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay, perfect. Just an FYI, Finola messaged me today just saying that she misses you guys and that she would love to check in. I think she wants to try and aim for casual Friday. Obviously the time difference is a little bit difficult, but she's moving into her house in Dublin coming up, so she's really excited about that. But yeah, she told me to send her love to all of you guys. Yeah, that she misses everyone. So if we do need to, basically the upshot of that was that if we do need to get in touch with her about anything on the interview, she is on Slack still. So
okay, awesome.
So you can definitely drop her a message if necessary. Okay, so that's that. Ooh. Sorry, something just popped up on my computer. Okay. Okay, and then so did we cover Aubrey and Matt? Where did Blake go? Blake gone?
He had to jump right after.
Okay, so but we're fine with you guys. We covered everything there, right?
Yeah, and
okay.
We can do a demo if you want. It's just not going to have all the readability.
No. I remember now. Sorry, I was getting confused there. So okay, last but not least is just James representing James, Jason, and Eleni. Following on from your demo yesterday, how are you feeling?
Yeah, pretty good. So we're just kind of working through our list of changes now. I'm not sure if Jason will be at the meeting at 3, but I definitely will be. So
perfect.
I guess, yeah.
Okay, looking forward to it. So we can, yeah.
You guys are going to reach out to me because I was going to show you how to do. I think there was a show if thing, and there was some other stuff that I was volunteered to volunteer for, and happily.
Yeah.
And happily, not unhappily. So you guys need to get in touch with, you need to reach out to me when you're ready.
Okay, we will. Thank you.
And you only have are you leaving at the end of next week as well? Or the middle of next week or something?
I think me and Jason are both here till the end of next week.
Okay, so you need to be aware of your, I'm not going to reach out to you, and you need to be aware of your time and get me when you're ready. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
I've got too many disasters falling around me at the minute. I'm breaking everything right, left, and center.
Okay. So I'll leave it, James. I'll leave it to you and Jason and Lenny to reach out to Caroline on those language and the questions that she offered to help with. And hopefully we'll be able to set up some, the issues and everything today in the meeting with you. Okay. On the pet protection form that Alex is doing, he's gonna demo tomorrow morning at 9. Caroline, obviously Kate's gonna be there for a little bit. Also, it's Kate's anniversary today, guys, so make sure you wish her. And it's David's anniversary tomorrow, so make sure you wish him.
Well, you won't be able to wish me tomorrow because I'm taking the day.
Wish him today.
So.
Happy anniversary, David.
A happy anniversary.
Anniversary.
Thank you.
Okay, so what we could do is I'm just trying to think here. 9 a.m. for the pet protection form. If anybody's available and interested in looking at the pet protection form, you can jump on that call. I'll drop a link in the assembly line channel. But Caroline, you'll be there for the entire, I'd say I budgeted an hour max. So you can be there for an hour, and Kate's going to be there for 20 minutes. Anybody else who's available?
Maeve, what time did you say again? What time?
9 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, right. So right before she has to go to her doctor's appointment. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Anything else from anybody else that needs to be mentioned? Okay, we're going to switch over.